So I've been wanting to do a pool update for a while, but when I come out here and do maintenance on the pool, it's usually early in the morning and in the evening. So I just haven't been. But yesterday, or I'm not camera ready. So yesterday I came in and vacuumed. So you can see there's only a few little leaves. It is August 26th. And we've had this up since June or before. So if you don't know, it's off level. It's very off level. This is our second year with an off level pool. We actually made it worse this season. But I am living proof that if it's not too bad, you can swim the whole season. And it's the second time we've done that. And it's great. We don't put 10 people in the pool at once. We don't have huge pool parties. And anyway, just catch up on the old videos if you want to see what I did wrong and all that. I'll link those videos. And for today, I just wanted to talk about what I do every single day and what's worked for me. So this is a saltwater pool. It's our first year doing a saltwater pool. And also a sand to chlorine converter, salt to chlorine converter. It's a sand pump and sand filter. So I'll link the video to how I set this up. When I set it up, do note that I had this vertical and it's supposed to be horizontal. So this is the chlorine converter here. I'll show you how to prime your pump. That's something that I wasn't doing when I first started. So before you turn it on, before you start your pump, you want to make sure that you let this air out until this water comes up. And it's called priming your pump. So you get the most pressure for filtering. So here it comes. When it gets real close to the top, you just close it. If you don't, it'll just come squirting out. And then you have this on filter. And about every 3 days, I turn it to backwash. And I turn it on and I run it for about 30 seconds and let it backwash. Then after that, I turn it to rinse, because you want to rinse out your sand. And for about 30 seconds, and then I'm ready to go back and filter again. When I vacuum on waste. I vacuum it straight out of the pool and then just add a little water back in. That's just my method. What is your method? Alright, so now we're ready to filter. I'll just come over here and turn it on. And I've been boosting it because I forgot to run it last night. So I hit my boost. So I've got some good pumping action going. I really need to put my little guards back on here because sometimes this gets clogged up. I'm not using let me turn this off. I'm not using the skimmer. Never could figure it out, honestly, how to attach it. We had it attached, but it kept kind of slipping, and I didn't want a chance like getting air on my pump. It's a very expensive pump, so there's one cover that'll help. I don't have a cover for that one, but at least this will catch most of the little stuff that a skimmer would catch. But if you want to have a clean pool, here's a tip. If you get in your pool almost every day, or at least get around the outside and you just skim, that's going to keep a lot of that from sinking to the bottom. Also, when we swim every day, because my kids always want to swim, we make a whirlpool. We go round and around in one direction, and then all the dirt will end up here in the middle, and then again, I just go down there and scoop it out. And that just keeps less things in your pool. You know, the more leaves and stuff you have, the more chance of growing bacterias. So I run my pump every night for 8 hours. And I've only put chlorine in twice, at the beginning and then halfway through the summer. But it makes chlorine on its own, and it makes it really well. So you can see wherever there is a wrinkle in the bottom of your pool, that's where it's going to catch dirt as it goes around and around. So that's where you'll have to vacuum. So the less of those that you have, the less you'll have to vacuum. But it's really hard to get all the wrinkles out. Also really hard to get the pool level, but you can still swim as long as you've got a sturdy base. And I didn't try to jack it up or do anything crazy. It's fine. And pool season will be over pretty soon anyway, about a month. So I'm just glad that we haven't had any algae growth. Every morning when I come out, the chlorine is right where it should be. And we've had really hot days. In 95, about 96, and full sun out here. So last year, I lost the battle by July. I lost the algae battle and I had to drain the pool. So I'm learning as I go. See, it gets all dirty because I do that all the time. But yeah, I'm just really happy that I've been able to keep it from getting green or getting dirty, and I haven't had to put barely any chemicals in. Last year, bleach bottle after bleach bottle, at least a gallon a night, and I still lost the battle. So I'm gonna turn this back on for a little while because I forgot to run it last night. Alright, so I've been running this on boost since this morning at about 7. It's now about 10. It's about 3 hours. When I started out, it had no chlorine in it, so I'm about to run the chlorine test and see how much chlorine we've got. So I have a confession to make when it comes to my pool readings. All I've been testing is the chlorine. In the beginning, I made sure the other levels were good, but since then, I've only been checking the chlorine. So that's just real talk, you know, how to maintain a pool with the minimum, minimum effort, minimum chemicals. If you want the minimum chemicals, you definitely want this pump. Alright, so let's see what we're working with for chlorine. This is just a simple 5-dropper, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's really weird, they say not to hold this up to light to check it. So it's not real high, but it's ideal. Looks ideal to me. So sometimes when I run it for 8 hours, I'll get right around 4. But you want it right in here. But sometimes, you know, when it's been really hot, you want a real blast of chlorine. But this is perfect, and by the end of the day, this will be back to 0, and then I'll run it tonight, and it'll be back tomorrow. Now, while I have you, I'm going to show you what happens if you don't prime your pump, which I showed you earlier. See how the water's not up to the top? Watch what happens when I turn it on. See, it's trying to get water, but it's not even getting it. So you've got to prime your pump. Once again, just open this up. Woo! Prime it up. And you're good to go. Switch it on. And it starts to flow through. So it's definitely an important step if you're not getting enough pressure coming through here. Alright. Thanks for watching. Leave any questions, comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Highly recommend this. I'll leave a link for this below. Great investment. I can't believe how much I spent on chemicals last year. And we're swimming in some beautiful salt water, and it's just amazing. And this pool, the Intex Ultra frame 20-foot pool, it's great. Even though I have it totally whacked. Look at this. It's really not. It's not good, and it's not good to keep it like this for too long because it puts a lot of pressure on the poles. But this is a strong pool. I mean, I really screwed it up 2 seasons now, and it's held very well. So hopefully next year I'll get it right. But for now, we're swimming. All right, happy swimming. Take care.